I was telling Caleb this earlier, but I really do have the kind of autistic personality where if you give me a very engaging audiobook, like give me a Wheel of Time book, I will sit here for 5-6 hours just getting a tremendous amount of money fishing in this place.
Like, yeah.
It's the spirit of MMOs. Also, another great like autism listen while you're doing something grindy is the Chris Chan documentary. I know everything. I know almost everything there is to know about this weirdo who uh transitioned and raped his mom and also made a really fucking terrible comic. It's like he was a full-on 25-year-old man and he was making these Sonichu comics that look like something a 9-year-old would make with crayons.
25 right now?
No, he was 25 when he started making Sonichu.
How
Now
old is he?
he's I want to say Chris Chan is 40 something.
There's still time. Christian made Sonichi when he was 25.
Chris Chan could lock in.
We
He
still
was
have
also
time.
he was also incredibly rapey.
We still have time to make something great.
He was also incredibly rapey towards all his female friends, which I feel like is terrible foreshadowing.
Oh,
Yeah. He once told one of his best friend in the world that he had to draw himself having sex with her and a black woman and a Latina woman so that he could prevent himself from doing anything he would regret. At which point she flipped out and she was like, "What the fuck does that mean, Christian? What the fuck are you saying?" And then it was at that point that Megan Schroeder ran away and never interacted with that crazy guy again. Which Loki, she didn't just dodge a bullet; she dodged like an orbital laser. Considering what would happen to Chris Chan, do you know Chris Chan cannot define not gender dimorphism. He can't define gender dysphoria despite allegedly being trans. Do you know that when he got a piercing in his taint and it got infected because he doesn't know the basics of personal hygiene, he thought it was his new vagina coming in. He literally got infected to the point where he was running a fever that could have killed him. And he said that he visited a doctor. In fact, he took money from his Patreon patrons to go see a doctor. But he ended up spending it on something else. I think it was either a Lego set or like a new DVD or like a new video game that he never played. He went to
Lego
the
set.
he went to the doctor, and the doctor allegedly said that his quote new clitoris or new vulva was growing in quite well. I am I know more about Chris Chan than I know about some of my ancestors.
That's crazy.
It is insane. There's also enough people have documented enough of this poor guy's life to make an 87 part documentary. Hold on, let me go check. Let me go check. I usually gauge time by the progress of the Chris Chan documentary, and it took until episode 83, I think, before he raped his mom. So yeah, Chris Chan documentary by Gino Samuel or by Chris Chan, A Comprehensive
Yo!
History. Oh yeah, the most recent part is part 85. Part
Isn't he in
85.
jail?
No, he was actually released from jail because he was classified as like a. I don't know what it was. He was classified as not a threat to society after raping his mom. Yeah,
Why?
I don't fucking know. I do not know. God above only knows why he is not a danger to society. But yeah, there's so many things that have happened. There's there's why the fuck did it get angry at me now? Okay, whatever. There's do you ever have so much knowledge like stored against your head, stored inside your head that you're just like, God, there are so many examples, and then you start thinking of the examples and you can't name a single one. There's like the financial crisis. There's the prison arc. There was the homeless Chu arc. Its financial crisis felt like financial, but Sonichu.
Why is it called financial crisis?
Because his main character is Sonichu. That's his OC. There's I shit you not. There's the dimensional merge
No, no.
arc.
Why is it?
Because his character is
Is it
Sonichu,
broke?
which is a mix. Yes, yes, it's a mix of Sonic and Pikachu. Basically, he ended up going like tremendously in debt because he couldn't stop opening up new credit cards and using the credit cards to buy fucking Lego sets, video games, physical releases of video games that he has the digital version of on Steam or on the Xbox Play Store. It's actual madness. And then there was e-begging. He was like, guys, please help. My mom doesn't have enough money to see her dentist, and I just know that if she doesn't go to the dentist, this is gonna become a real big problem later. So please give me some money. And then he gets the money deposited into his account via like Patreon, PayPal, whatever service of his choice, and then he immediately goes and buys a fucking Lego set. That was the entire financial crisis in a nutshell. Oh, no, sorry. The start of the financial crisis was him burning through all the savings that his dad left the family. His dad actually made a tremendous amount of money because his dad was responsible for the creation of a bunch of patents under General Electric. Like Chris Chan's dad has actually revolutionized the field of like clean energy in the Americas or energy processing in the Americas. And he, via the patents, his family was left with quite a sizable amount of money. But because Chris Chan was such a fucking wastrel, it's all gone now. It's like seeing the fall of an empire on a microcosmic scale. And then he basically pepper sprayed a guy named Michael Snyder, called him a Jew, and tried to hit him with his car. At which point Chris Chan went to jail. Oh no, sorry. I was confusing storylines. Basically, he used to go to a place called the Game Place with Megan Schroeder, the girl he had to draw pornographic art of to prevent his rape urges from coming through. And he was banned from it because he was a Pokemon trading card game gym leader. I'm not making this up. And he got really angry when a kid defeated him. So he was banned from there, but he kept going back to the place and people would just like lie on him a little bit. They were like, "Yeah, fuck it. He can't hurt anyone. He's just a little bit autistic." He wasn't. He was incredibly autistic. But anyways, it like they keep letting him back in until Michael Schneider, the owner, was like, "No, get out, get out." And then he kicked Chris Chan out, and then he threatened to call the cops. And then Chris Chan kept sneaking back in until it eventually culminated in him trying to take a picture of Michael Snyder's underage daughter. And the reason he stated for that was that he wanted to put pictures of Michael Schneider's whole family on a dartboard so he could use them for target practice. Okay, while Michael Snyder's daughter was in the store. And then Michael Snyder got pissed off. He was like chasing him out. He was like ranting and raving, which was it was honestly an understandable crash out. It's one of the most understandable crash outs I've ever heard. And then he ends up almost driving over him with a car, him and his mom. And then they get court martial. Sorry, not court martial. They get sent to jail or they get charged in court. And then uh after that, Chris Chan is released from court, and there's no action from between him and Michael Schneider for a little while. But then tries to go into game place again, and one of the guards, who's very on point, is like, "Sir, you need to leave the store right now. You need to get out. You're not welcome here." And then the guy's like, "Fine, fine, I'm going, I'm going." That's actually how Chris Chan sounds throughout the whole documentary. Every time you hear him speak, he sounds just like that. He's like, "Fine, I'm going. Jeez, don't get mad at me. I'm going." And then the guy is like guiding his way out. He's like standing in front of the door, and he's not even doing anything aggressive. He's just waving him out. And then Chris Chan pulls out a bottle of pepper spray and fucking pepper sprays the poor guy who probably earns minimum wage at this fucking awful job. And that like being sued by being sued by the game place, the company, is the reason that he is in the financial crisis at the moment. Or like the legal fees, they went and hired an incredibly good lawyer, even though like the best lawyer in the planet could not have gotten him off of those charges. But they just burned so much of their money trying to unfuck the whole situation. And then he has basically been living through the financial crisis. If you think about it like sagas, right? Like, don't think about it like story arcs. Think about the financial crisis as one giant saga. It's like the Iliad, and he's gone through a bunch of things while during the financial crisis. The part where he was transitioning by letting his infected taint get infected until it became a pus dripping neo vagina. That was that was I think that took place as part of the financial crisis. It's
Wait, so he did get bottom surgery.
no, he did not get bottom surgery. He got a
What do you mean pus
he
dripping neo
he
vagina?
got a piercing in his taint, and he had such poor hygiene that the piercing in his taint got infected, and then he called it his like neo vagina. He treated it like it was a vagina, including using dilators and trying to fuck it. Yes, that video exists somewhere. No,
What? There's no hole. What do you mean
he would.
try to fuck it?
I mean exactly what I said. I mean it became infected. It started like the infection started burrowing inside his body, and he would put things in there and tell people on his live streams about the stuff he was putting in there.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh
he was fucking
no.
he was fucking an infected wound.
Oh no.
I would also like to point out that despite the fact that he has allegedly been trans for what must now be approaching a decade, he cannot define gender dysphoria. Uh he does not know, he cannot explain anything about being like gender dysphoric aside from saying he's a what is it, like a male identifying trans lesbian, which basically means he wants to have sex with women. He's done nothing to change anything about himself, but he identifies as a woman. And let me see, there was the rape arc. There were a whole bunch, including because of the fact that Chris Chan is very gullible. Oh, by the way, he treats getting called naive like a black person being called the N word. He's legitimately willing to throw hands at someone over being called naive. And because he's incredibly gullible, he has fallen for multiple sweethearts. And you think, right, like he'll only fall for so many times, but no. Every time someone with a female voice filter comes on, can basically rizz him up, and he'll start sending them money and telling everyone about his brand new sweetheart and this being the end of his sweetheart search. And he has fallen for, at this point, it must be like 4 or 5 women who do not really exist, including one who just went no contact because the troll developed like morals at that point. They were like, you know what? No, I don't want to keep trolling. He's a mess. And then he just went no contact, posted Chris Chan, and Chris Chan reading an issue of drawing the comics to like sort of as like a chronicle of his daily life or a chronicle of his real life. He, despite not knowing what happened, he killed the character off in his comics by having them die in a fucking Australian forest fire. He didn't even know that they died in a forest fire, right? He heard that they were from Australia, and then he heard that there was a forest fire like ravaging the Aussie wilderness, and he just
The guy actually died in a forest fire in
no,
real life.
he assumed that this character, this woman who does not really exist, died in a forest fire because they were told, Chris Chan was told that they lived in Australia, and there were forest fires in Australia at that time.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, it's that fucking, it is that kind of story. And he didn't learn. It got to the point where one of the worst trolls.
Wait, what is that? Is that a turtle?
Like the armored battle. I think it might be.
Wait, go back, go back, go
Let me
back, go
try
back.
and let me try and see what the mount he is using.
Bro, it's massive.
Specs.
Jesus.
It's called a phalanx beetle. Let me see how much money it costs.
That's crazy.
Phalanx B. Hold on. Silver Phalanx Beetle is actually 760,000. It's a battle mount which is heavily reinforced, specialized in breaking enemy assaults. It's got an arrow volley. It's got a Testudo, which is drop to the ground, take cover, increasing your defense versus players by 50%. Reflects 50% of incoming damage. It's magical damage. Damn.
Why
Okay.
does it look like a beetle? Why does it got 4 legs? Like a turtle. Does it not?
I hold on. I think it may have 6 if I go around to the other side. Yeah, it's got
Shit,
one.
it look like the shit that they locked Tai Lung up in.
Tai Lung's goon box. They stuck him up with like they were like constantly triggering his pressure points. But yeah, one of the trolls was a 13-year-old boy with like a prepubescent voice, and it got. Do you want to know how bad the trolling saga got? That troll Blue Spike, who is commonly referred to as one of the worst trolls in Christian history, forced him to take his Sonichu medallion, which is
Like infamous grief of Pop Bob, huh?
it's he is worse than Pop Bob.
No,
He is worse than
he's
Pop Bob.
not. He's worse than Pop
He's
Bob.
has Pop Bob ever forced someone to take something that was their single most valuable possession in their entire life and stuff it sideways up their ass?
Okay, force is crazy.
No, no, no.
How do you force someone to do that?
He had access to Chris Chan's PSP in like his PlayStation Network account because Chris Chan gave him the passwords, and he was like, "All right, Chris Chan, I'm gonna." No, he's using his falsetto 13-year-old boy, little girl voice. He was like, "All right, Chris, if you don't record a video of you stuffing the Sonichu medallion up your ass, I'm going to destroy your PlayStation Network." And at this point, this wasn't full financial crisis, but Chris Chan had spent like 8,000 US dollars. No, no, sorry, more. I think it was like 18,000 US dollars on his PlayStation account. It's just like every time a game came out, he would buy it. This man is living in Section 8 housing, by the way. He has less money than fucking low tier god, and and he he stuffed his medallion up his bunghole, and and well, he didn't get his PlayStation Network back, and that's not the worst part. Blue Spike, the troll, who was posing as Jule, took his took that video and uploaded it to basically the Quickie forums, which is these forums that are dedicated to like lol cows, except eventually they became dedicated just to making fun of Chris Chan. Because he was such a lol cow, he deserved his own forums. And what else? Oh yeah, it was well, what else did they do? I know they did a bunch of horrendous stuff to him, but oh yeah, and then Jule Jule threatened to go to the FBI with him, and I'm gonna quote what Jule threatened verbatim. Jule threatened that because he was having e-sex with a 13-year-old boy, that he would go to prison and get raped by Niggos, which is what Chris Chan calls black people. I shit you not. This fucking guy, he says he doesn't believe in calling them the N word either with a hard R or soft R, but he is perfectly willing to call them all niggos. And it's fucking insane.
On stream.
It's I don't want to say it more times than I need to, but he is fucking it's so confusing.
The way
And
you said that on the stream.
anyways, Jule told him that he was gonna get dragged off to prison and
Uh,
get gang raped by black men,
With the
And
O is worse.
with
It's like
The
crazy.
O is
The O is
worse.
worse.
It sounds like a cereal. But anyways, Chris Chan's
It's
next
like
few
condescending almost.
his next few videos were like uploaded, and like I shit you not, he was like doing push-ups in the videos, and Chris Chan can do like 3 push-ups. He's a full-grown man who can do 3 push-ups with some of the
Amen, amen. We all gotta start somewhere.
no, but it's some of the worst form you have ever seen, and
Hey,
it's
we all gotta start somewhere.
and he's like, so that when I go to prison, those N-words can't rape me. Like 3 push-ups is gonna stop them.
Oh my god.
The worst part is that he believed
No, I
Jule.
mean the push-ups won't stop him, but the pus dripping neo vagina might.
Oh, this was before. This was like way before. This was decades before the pus dripping neo vagina.
I can't
And
imagine anyone would be that desperate.
you say that, but there is a guy
Oh
named
no.
Jacob slash Yakub who was literally in the forums making plans, because you know how some gay men, like men who are like the pinnacle of masculine like attractiveness and like masculine beauty, and there are some gay men who just like ugly fucks. This guy,
Yeah.
Jacob Sockness, who also believed that he was a god, by the way, he believed that he was a god of evil, was making plans to get Chris Chan to come to a convention, like a brony convention, and rape him, like drug and rape him. And uh, Jacob Sockness was he okay at this point in time. Chris Chan was a big fan of the Hyperdimension Neptunia franchise, so he believed that he was a console god. If okay, so for that I need to explain Hyperdimension Neptunia. It's a bunch of consoles that are turned into cute anime girls, and they're all goddesses of a certain console. So there's probably like a Nintendo Switch one, a fucking PS4, a PS Vita, but he believed that he was a evil god from this hyperdimension Neptunia series, and that he was sent to this world with the intent of raping Chris Chan.
None of these words are in
This,
the
I
Bible.
shit you not. That the Goddess Saga is not even like one of the. It's not even top 10 craziest. There's
Okay,
there's one called Dimensional Merge, the Dimensional Merge Saga, where he thought that all fiction was going to fuse with our universe, a la DC's Crisis on Infinite Earths, and he thought that his Sonic OC got sent to this world to act as like a Native American styled spiritual guide animal. I'm not even kidding. He also thinks he's a Cherokee princess, or like he thinks he's a Cherokee warrior, and he also calls them Cherokean. Like that's the demonym he uses for the Cherokee, like First Nations people. And he thought that his Sonichu OC came to this world, and he also thought that he was in a poly relationship with his OC, Magigi Sonichan or whatever, and he uploaded multiple videos talking about how he was in a threesome, or he was in a polycule with his Sonic OC, Mewtwo from Pokemon, and like a few other characters like Crazel Rose Chew. It's listen, there's literally 87 hours of content that you would need to watch to get all of this. I don't. It doesn't matter if a lot of this is going over your head. He is the lol cow, and yeah, he isn't doing much today. He is live streaming though, which means that for whenever he's live, I'm only the second worst content producer on Twitch. Which it's an arc. I think I've spent like 40 minutes talking about Chris Chan from the
dude, one of my greatest Jackbox answers of all time. I still remember.
Chris Chan.
You know, I think what was the question? The question was like, uh, what was it? Like what God would say if he came down to Earth today? And then I wrote, what the fuck is solitude?
I've had I've had I've had a moment like that where when I was initially I found out about Sonichu via this YouTuber called Bren Daniel. who was like he has this really nice voice. It's like Markiplier if Markiplier was like buttery smooth ASMR voice, and he would read
Markiplier if he wasn't in the hospital all the
if he
time.
wasn't in the hospital, and he would read like awful fan fictions like Naruto getting crucified and like ascending to become the savior
Jesus.
of the ninja world. Yeah, literally like nailed to a cross.
Oh.
They found Naruto like nailed to a cross one day. He'd read awful fan fictions like that. He would never once break character, right? He's read like Gravity Falls fan fiction like on his channel where Dipper like fucks Mabel's dead body, and they
There's
both
actually
get
so much Gravity Falls incest, it's crazy.
and like both like after fucking the dead body,
There's too much.
he like uses the shit from her dead body as lube, and like they both get ground up to make taco meat, which Seuss ends up eating. Right? He's read that. He thought he said
Oh.
he's talked about how disgusting it was, but he only audibly broke character like twice, and he has read Sonichu, and every fucking episode he breaks character. He's like, what is this? What is the fucking what why is the perfect chaos monster made of cum? And it's like every fucking time he like he'll break character and say some shit like that.
Sorry, this is good. Christian guy kind of awesome.
And it's so fucking bad, like the Chris Chan comics.
I don't know. God made of cum, you said?
The perfect chaos monster from the Sonic series, and it's made of. He's like, why is it made of jizz? And
Uh,
it's and he talks about the fucking Sonichu storylines, and the Sonichu storylines themselves are fucking insane. Everyone goes to a college, and there's a class where if you want to pass the class and get your passing grade, you need to date another student. And like I think it was implied that you would get like extra credit if you had sex with them. Like I'm not even kidding. It was that tier of unhinged. And holy shit. That's the things the things I've explained to you. Every single thing I've said about Chris Chan is maybe like I have maybe covered 0.5% of the total overwhelming overarching storyline that surrounds this man. He is one of the most documented individuals in human history. He is we have documented him since he was like 9 years old. We are full on Truman showing this guy. It's it's a it's a fucking wild ride. I feel like I could cut this out and make this one continuous highlight. It's just like Tim talks about Chris Chan for 39 minutes. Yeah, and there's it's
um,
so bad.
I am, I'm uneducated.
He's fallen for multiple sweethearts. Like this is why whenever someone's like, "Oh, you have to watch this lol cow," I will probably watch them, even though they can't compare to the OG to the LeBron James of being a lol cow, because this guy has uploaded a video of himself fucking an Xbox.
That's how I feel about AOT. Like nothing, nothing is good anymore.
Nothing compares exactly.
No one has made a good anime since AOT.
I don't know. There was that one. There was that one that Caleb sent about the little sister who wants to fuck her brother, and I don't know what else.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Nukitashi, I think it was called. Nukitashi. That one might be peak. But yeah, it's. Hello, Luna. You're just
No, you
catching
missed the
the.
Chris Chan segment.
Yeah, you missed the 36-minute, probably longer segment where I just talked about Chris Chan and what a fucking menace he is. Oh my god.
A dentist, an oral hygienist.
Indeed. I just look. It's not even that bad, right? Okay, well, it is. It is that bad. It is absolutely that bad.
It's
But
pretty bad.
but I have been a Chris Chan fan since. Well, I was a fan of him before he raped his mom. I would just keep checking in on him every now and then, like a god, like this really weird guardian angel, and I'd be like, how is he doing? Yeah. Oh well, I mean, at least you're doing something productive with your life, Luna. I'm fishing and talking about a guy who raped his mom. It's and then what else? What else happened? Oh, there's so many. They made him fuck an Xbox. One of his sweethearts was like, to prove that you really want your PSN, your PS, because he's lost his PlayStation Network account multiple times, and they were like, to prove how much you love your PlayStation Network and how much you hate Xbox, which he calls the Hexbox, by the way. You're gonna have to fuck an Xbox, and he recorded a video of himself in his underwear dry humping an Xbox.
But
Or
that makes no sense. Why would you fuck the Xbox if you hate it?
I mean, the implication is hate
I mean,
fuck,
yeah, I guess so.
but also it was
That
like,
exists.
yeah, it was also like I might be wrong actually. There's so much Chris Chan law, I might be entirely wrong. It may have been
Oh,
like to prove how much you love the PlayStation
you
3.
gotta ask someone with a PhD.
Yeah, I gotta ask of like a PhD historian. They were like, to prove that you really love the PS3, why don't you have sex with your PS3? And he was like, and then he's humping it, and while he's humping it, he's making these like disgusting sighing noises, and he's like, I fucking love the PlayStation 3, and I love it more than the motherfucking Xbox 360. And every thrust, he's making this weird noise. It is it is an experience. Also, there's a bunch of videos of him online where he's completely naked or almost completely naked and having sex with a inflatable sex doll. One of which is that one. There's one of which where he's humping a sex doll, and he's calling the name of his sweetheart, who is actually a 13-year-old boy, and he's like, Julie, Julie, take it, Julie. And it's like I understand the appeal of a humiliation ritual. Yeah, it is prison worthy. He's been to prison for raping his mom, but it's like I get that there's okay. Sometimes it's a little funny, and sometimes you take the joke a bit too far. You make someone do a humiliation ritual, but I just like ugh. This is why Julie is like the second most hated troll, or Blue Spike, also known as Julie, is like the second most hated troll in Chris Chan lore, with the first being Isabella Janke, who many people think convinced Isabella Loretta Janke, or Janke, Jank maybe. A lot of people think that this was the one who convinced Chris Chan to rape his mom, because he was talking like before that he was talking about how hard it was to care with someone who has dementia, and then Isabella Loretta Janke was like, you can do whatever you want to people with dementia. You will suffer basically no consequence, and a lot of people think that she is the cause
Wait,
of the.
did Chris Chan's parents like suck or something?
No. Here's the
Cause
worst.
like
Here's the worst part.
good, good,
His mom was a
like
bit of a hoarder. She packed way too much
they
stuff
couldn't
in
have
the,
been.
she packed way too much stuff in the house, but she was a little bit domineering, the way that like some moms are. Like she's a force of personality, but she was not a bad human being. And
I'm saying right, someone like Chris Chan should have never had access to the internet
yeah,
in the first place.
and that's not even the worst part. His dad
Like,
is like an upstanding human being. His dad is probably a better person than me. Unless
yeah,
I
what went wrong with the parenting
I
then?
have
Like, come
no
on, cut
fucking
his screen time. The fuck?
like
Since he was 9, you say?
since he was 9.
That was a lot of
Oh,
time.
on the internet since he was 9, but we have records of him from when he was 9, because he was on news.
Okay, then was he like already like
So he got his name legally changed uh from I think it was Christopher Chris Chan, like Christian, because he went to a mall and he was talked to by an animatronic bear, Not Freddy Fazbear, thank God. It was Leonard Bernstein of Bernstein Bears, and the animatronic bear
Wait,
talked
so
to him,
wait,
and
so he was already an adult when he
uh,
became the phenomenon known as Christian.
yes, but he
Oh,
was,
okay.
but he was
Can't really
born,
blame parents
he
then.
was born Christopher, and he was like age 9. He changed it to Christian because the Bernstein bear, the guy operating the animatronic, misheard his name and then called him Christian, and they thought that was a sign from God, so they had his name legally changed. I shit you not. His dad is a little bit insane, but honestly, like the dad was. Unless I make it really big on Twitch and give like every cent I earn to charity, his dad is going to have done more with his life than I will have when I die. His dad is like a legend within the electronics machining like circles. Like Robert Chandler has he holds like a shitload of patents, and that's why his kids why his one kid had so much money to squander. And it's just I don't know, man. Yeah, Luna, I may not I may not play Eve Online until I get bored with like Albion Online, and then at which point I gotta
Bring the
pick.
Warframe.
I
He's
gotta
jumping the Warframe.
yeah, I'm jumping to Warframe. I gotta pick my grindy
Non-negotiable.
my grindy brainless games to play.
Or
But yeah,
Stardew.
him
Yeah,
meeting
we would like Stardew actually.
I would love Stardew. Him meeting Freddy Fazbear would have been fucking horrible. But yeah, it's so bad.
How did we get here? On God.
I do not know how we got here. It's
Like, is his dad still alive? The fuck?
no, his dad
Like,
died quite a while ago.
I gotta...
And as a show of
Oh,
respect for how
okay.
much his father was loved by the Christorians, when his dad died, they stopped trolling him for almost a year. It was he was that insane.
He gotta get a caretaker, man. Like, his mom got dementia now, his dad's like gone. Like,
I think he needs to get.
he needs iPad time.
I
30
th-
minutes a day.
I don't think he needs more iPad time, but
No, but you can't just cold turkey it, you know. Let him play Subway Surfers or something.
yeah, maybe.
Just let him don't who let him have an account on anything?
I do not know. It's
This man should be banned everywhere on everything. And yeah.
yeah. I don't know. There's really no at this point. There's no saving him. Like can't save her. She don't wanna be saved. Can't save her. Don't wanna be saved. It's
I think Christian goes to heaven or hell.
hell. No, no. There is
No, but
no doubt
he
in my
doesn't
mind.
know any better. That's the thing.
Uh,
There's no evil intentions. Because he's not capable of evil. He doesn't know what that means.
I think when your mom becomes like a husk of a human being with dementia and you rape her, you kind of insta hell. It's
No,
like
no, no,
this
but it's about that's
drive.
like that's like
Sorry, it's like
like you know like evil people like malicious people like they all know what they're doing, right?
yes. I don't. I think he knows enough about morality to have been malicious about it.
No,
I think so.
no way. There's no fucking way. He is not capable. I don't think he's capable of that kind of intelligent thought.
I. That is.
The guy who thought he's growing a vagina.
y-
Really?
Uh.
The guy who falls femmes like every single time without learning. The guy who yeah, is literally incapable of learning.
E- Okay, you make a very good point, but
He could go to heaven.
I think he knows
He goes to
enough.
heaven in the way dogs go to heaven. In the
I
way dogs go to heaven, even if they kill like a squirrel or something.
I think he knows enough to not rape, though. I would hope at least. Then again, do you think he's more like animal than man? I guess
Maybe.
I could kind of see it. Like he he has kind of like left humanity behind, but I don't know. Man, I just wish Christian had better role models in his life. He would he could have
Just one
made it.
role, just someone.
A f- well, a few
Just
someones,
one guy.
a few someones could have made so much difference.
Dude,
But
all I if I was his mom, I just no iPad.
no, uh, yeah,
It's really that easy.
it might have that shit might have saved him. Honestly, that and it got so bad that initially it was just 4chan trolls. And then they talked about like the exes seeing him out and about in real life. And then it jumped 4chan to a place called Kiwi Forums. And then
iPad when you have learned basic human comprehension.
uh, and like the Quickie forums made fun of him. And then it took over because the Kiwi forums they used to just make fun of people. Like they used to make fun of online lol cows. And then they made fun of Chris Chan so much they had to make their own forum. And because Chris Chan was talking about the forums making fun of him, and he instead of Kiwi farms he called them the Quickie the like the I think he called them like the Quickie Farms or something like that. Or like CWC are his initials. And they changed their name to that. And it was just. There were so many turning points in his life when he could have turned away from what he became and become something so much better. And he didn't. And it's just. It's just saddening, you know? I'm just. I don't know. He could have been good.
Well, then also, would he have been truly good, or would he just be doing what he's told?
I
See, we don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe he's not capable of that.
Maybe it's a good question about like the nature of determinism and human morality, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm
Like on
gonna
paper, someone who rapes his mom goes straight to hell.
absolutely bottom floor, right
But
next
like,
to the boiler room. But yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna end the stream here and probably
guys,
also.
we don't know.
Uh, mm, I I think
Deep thoughts.
I now see. Yeah, I am thinking about it deeply. I I kind of think, despite all he is, all he's done, he could have known better. He could have done better. He could have been better. But I don't know. I just wish it had all turned out a different way. Cuz I was a Chris Chan fan in the earliest days when like obviously not even before he raped his mom, but I was like back when it was just him being this goober that was being made fun of by 4chan, and no matter how many times they put him down, no matter how many times they pretended they were a woman and they got him to do something compromising with his PS4 or his Sonichu medallion, he would just get back up. And it was like a story of determination. It was like Rocky, except instead of Rocky Balboa, it was a fucking retard. But I I just I wish this story ended differently. I wish so hard that the story had ended in any other way. Even if he died, it would have been a better end. And then I'm gonna stop stream. Thank you everyone for joining me. And yeah,
I'll be off.
I'll be off. Goodbye.